Hello everybody, welcome to my new Sunday market breakdown. So as usual, we start with the DXY on the weekly chart. And what can we see on the weekly chart? We had here our ascending trend line, ascending channel here, first touch, then the second touch, third touch. We had a weekly bearish candle. Now we received a weekly bullish candle close. So we rejected on the weekly fib from the low here till the high. Weekly Fibonacci got tapped between a 61.8 and a 78.60. So we just didn't tap our institutional candle blue zone. That's not a problem. We received just a weekly bullish candle close, so we can look for more upside momentum. So I went to the daily chart, and what can I see on a daily? I was expecting that we could break this institutional candle here. We broke it, but we came back to the upside to make a possible shoulder one here, head, shoulder two. So what I expect now is that the XY can go to the downside or can go a little bit to the upside to then tap this institutional candle here, shoulder one, and then the shoulder two for possible more upside momentum till the daily highs or further to the upside. So we are bullish on the daily. On the 4 hour, we are also making higher highs and higher lows here. So we are making here the low high, higher low, higher high. So everything between this low and high can be a correction for more upside momentum. So yeah, that's what I can see. The nice thing would be that we could tap this shoulder one here and the shoulder two then here for more upside momentum to the daily minus 27. So that's what I can see on the DXY right now. So my first pair of this week is USD CAD. I expect it to go to the downside because yeah, the DXY is against me in that part, but what I can see already is on the weekly. We had here our weekly institutional our bearish candle close after a very big impulse to the upside with a minus 68 fib completion here on the weekly Fibonacci from the low till the high. You can see minus 68, it got tapped, and we had a little bit of a push more close here. Then we had the weekly bearish candle close. So we can see on the daily then a pattern. So the pattern in the form of a shoulder one, then the head shoulder two, with a nice retrace candle in the direction of that we wanted. So we had a daily retrace candle, daily bearish candle as an indication that we can go to the downside. So that's nice. That's what I want to see on a daily because our DXY is bullish. So I went on a 4 hour chart, and what can I see? On our daily zone of interest, we formed a pattern. So which pattern we had? We had here already deceleration, the first, second, third, fourth candle, but we had here also a bearish W above the previous higher low is that. So we have here a bearish W, as you can see. If I go back on the line chart, this is a clear bearish W for more downside momentum. So if the market opens and the spreads are okay, I will set my trade stop loss wide enough to the 4 hour minus 68 because there we have a nice 2%, and to the daily TP I have around 6.1%. So that's good enough to take that. So the next trade is GBPNZD. So if I go to the weekly chart, you can see that we are at a kind of selling zone. So as you can see on the weekly chart, we had here some nice sellers to the downside, sellers to the downside. And now we are at this selling zone for more downside momentum. So what I can already see is that weekly bearish candle close, which is nice for more downside momentum. Momentum, that's an indication for me. So I went into the daily chart, and what we can see on the daily is a nice pattern in the form of a shoulder one, head, shoulder two for more upside momentum till the daily minus 27. So this trade need to have some more development. I think 1, 2, 3 days. Then we can take the trade to the downside. So if I go to the 4 hour chart now, we are making higher highs and higher lows, as you can see. So like this, we have that low, high, higher low, higher high. We are making an upwards channel, ascending channel. So what we can see is that we can have here the first step, the second tab then here, so I will delete it like this. So we can have the first tab, second tab, and then the impulse to the third tab here. And mostly of the time, if we have a third tab of an ascending trend line or descending trend line, we can expect some momentum to the other side. So yeah, that's what I can see on GBPNZD, some more bullish momentum till the daily zone of interest, and there I want to see some pattern in the form of a deceleration. As example, one candle, second candle, bearish retrace candle, and then the fourth candle I can set my limit to the downside. So yeah, or another pattern is the, for example, the head and shoulders, shoulder one, head, shoulder two, or the bearish W above the previous higher low here. So yeah, that's what I can see that could happen. So the next trade is CADJPY. So if I go to the weekly chart, you can see that we are making on a weekly chart higher highs and higher lows. So we have this weekly bullish M here for more upside momentum. As you can see, we have that kind of ascending trend line here, holding the price up like this. Very nice. You can also draw it like this here, a little bit like this. So yeah, it depends on how you drew it. But the important thing was that we had here a weekly bullish candle close, which is nice. The bullish orders are present. So that's a nice sign for me. So I went to the daily chart, and on the daily chart, what I can see is and shoulder one, head, shoulder two, then the impulsive move to the upside till the daily minus 27. That's what I can see. And the nice thing also about the daily is that we have a nice bullish candle close, which is a nice indication for the bulls to be present on the daily. So I went then till the 4-hour chart. And on the 4-hour, we formed a nice pattern in the form of a reversal pattern. This is our shoulder one, this head, shoulder two, stop loss below the 100, wide enough. And then we can target the 4-hour minus 27 for around 2.6% until the daily take profit for around 6.1%. So my limit will be standing around that zone, so the round number 105.540. So this will be my, like this, 6.09. Okay, this will be a good RR to begin with. So yeah, I expect the price to come till this shoulder one zone, then the shoulder two got tapped till this zone, and then we can move to the first take partial point, the 4-hour TP. So yeah, that's what I can see on this trade CADJPY. Then the last one, NZDCHF on the weekly chart. What we can see on the weekly chart is we have here a weekly bullish candle close. We came from a very bearish market, and we received one bullish candle close that can be filled in this week. So that's nice. If I went and drew an horizontal black line at these lows, you can see that we had here also some nice support with very bullish momentum that came in. So if I look further back, we didn't receive that in years. So this is the first support in I can look in 2020. So yeah, I hope we can have that also with a bullish momentum after that. So the important thing is we have that weekly bullish candle close. We can expect some bullish momentum, and we look for a daily pattern. And what we can see on the daily is a nice shoulder one, head, shoulder two, and maybe a possible fib completion from the high to the low here. As you can see, the daily minus 27 fib completion. I take the round number to the upside, and that is the 0.556. No, 700, like this, daily fib completion, like this. So I will delete it. So I will delete my drawings, and I will go to the 4-hour chart. And what you can see is we just stepped our daily fib completion to minus 27. So that's a nice sign. So what I can see right now is we had the daily zone of interest step. So what I want to see now is a pattern. So in the form of inverted and shoulders, shoulder 1, then the head, shoulder 2 right here, and then we can expect some more bullish momentum. So that's what I want to see. Or we can have maybe a deceleration. So the first candle, second candle, then the blue candle close, and then we can set our limit on the fourth candle for more upside momentum. So this will be then our deceleration box, like that. So yeah, this was my last trade of the week. So I hope you have a nice trading week, and yeah, see you next week. Bye guys. Bye.